Let me take up the ball from Yulia Tymoshenko. A war is fought, an unjust, senseless war is fought on the territory of Ukraine. But I agree with Yulia, it's directed against all of us. It's directed against our basic principles, which were created after the end of the Cold War. We believed in the equality of bigger and smaller nations. We believed in cooperation. We believed in peace. And all this is destroyed by the aggression of Putin's Russia against Ukraine. But it's also an aggression against the basic principles of the European Union, which was created after the most terrible war, the Second World War in the 20th century. And we cannot accept what's going on there, not only based on human convictions, but based on our own interests. If we would accept Putin's war of aggression against Ukraine, there would be only one question remain: who's next? Who's next in Europe? Because this will not end with Ukraine, I agree. So this is also for the whole of Europe, for all of us, a very transformative moment. I think the European Union, mostly based on the integration, the economic integration, will be forced to transform itself into a geopolitical actor. In the coming decades, security will be more important, and security will play an important role in the European Union, in the European concert. And I don't know how this war will end, and I don't know when it will end. But what I know is Putin, even today, Putin has lost. His political goals are unachievable. That's definite. And for Europe, it will mean that we will have to live with a common threat on our eastern borders for the years to come. This is highly transformative for the European project. And I think it's not only one crisis we have to deal with. Europe is confronted with that the war came back on European soil. That's a matter of fact, and we will have to deal with it, especially as Europeans. But Putin's war has also destroyed, I think, the global relations. What we see is a multiplicity of crises, not only one crisis. There's the energy crisis, there is the pandemic, don't forget the pandemic. My personal position is it's not over. We still will have to deal with it. There is a food crisis, there is a looming confrontation between the United States and China in the Far East. Matteo mentioned the danger of Taiwan. I think all these crises are contributing to the present situation, but the most important crisis will be climate change. Once we will be confronted with the hard facts of climate change, it will be terrible. I have the benefit to become next year 75, so it's less for me, this challenge, but for my grandchildren. And so all these crises together needs a united West. And a united West is, without a united Europe, it's impossible. Therefore, I think we are in challenging times. We are in crucial times. If you look to the developments, what we see is a different form of globalization. Globalization not only in the economic field, in the political field. We are more united as a mankind than ever before in history. And what happens in one region has consequences for all the other regions. So this is, I think, a dramatic change. And if the Europeans do not manage it to come together, I think we are doomed. We are in a decline, if you look to the population growth. We are, if you look to the economic sector, we are not in a perfect position. In digitalization, Europeans have to fight, to struggle, not to be disconnected from the two major players, China and the United States. So we have huge challenges ahead of us. But again, the crisis is a moment of opportunity for me. We can make it. And especially in the European Union, we will see the possibility to come closer together. But it will be a very different European Union. It won't be the European Union of yesterday. The war in Ukraine will lead to a change in the main axis of the European Union from west to east. That's one of the consequences, which is obvious. The readiness of the EU to accept new members means that we will have also to transform the rules of the EU. Many who applauded the position that the EU will change hope you will applaud when we are coming to the hard facts of a renewed EU. It won't be easy, but it's be forced on us. So I think we have a great opportunity. And my wish is not only that the war in Ukraine will end soon with the victory of Ukraine and the principles Ukraine is fighting for, but also that the Europeans are ready to address these challenges and can draw the correct consequences out of these challenges. This is the moment for Europe, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm firmly convinced that we can make it. Thank you very much.